Javi. We get to talk to you because you have a lot to do with telling us about the creation of these escape rooms.
Yes, thanks for having me, Nancy.
You're welcome. I've been to one. Oh my gosh, it was one of those things where I thought I would never be able to figure this out.
I hope you had people with you that help you along.
We were also not very bright. There were a few times where like we got to keep this going. So next, we're not very smart. But you know what? I have experienced other people that have done it and keep saying that it's the younger kids that are actually more savvy at them. Maybe it's us, me, older adult, that are just not that smart for them. I mean, tell me what it is.
Yeah, I mean, as a escape room owner, we see all kinds of people going through the escape room, all ages and backgrounds, and it really depends. Some kids do great, some adults do terrible. Sometimes it's the opposite. So it really depends. It's more like I think it's more of a type of mind that enjoys puzzles and games, and those people tend to do very well. Also, it depends on the escape room, the different type of puzzles that you may have, and the themes might be appealing for some and not others. So it depends. It really depends on a lot of factors, but they all tend to be fun and interesting.
Now, you just mentioned that you're an owner of escape room yourself. What got you interested to getting involved? I mean, because that's very full hands on. You're not only creating them, but I mean, to be so passionate about hey, I'm going to make a business out of it.
Yeah, so I am the owner of Portsmouth Escape Rooms in New Hampshire and Ingenious Escape Games in Maine. So I actually design and build escape rooms from scratch for a living. I'm also an escape room enthusiast. So I have played almost 100 escape rooms all over the world, and I've been doing this for about 7 years.
Wow. How did you get into this? I mean, I don't know how long you've owned your business, but if you've been doing this for 7 years and experiencing them all around the world, I mean, where did that passion grow?
Yeah, so I've always been interested in games and puzzles in general since I was a little girl, and they used to have these like escape room games that you play on the computer, and I always thought it was the coolest thing just because I just enjoy that type of puzzle a lot, and I thought it would be a really fun idea to have like a real life escape room, and that's kind of where the idea came from. And I later learned that it was actually something that other people were doing as well, and so I knew that it was a feasible business idea. So I just went from there, and now my escape room's been open for 6 years now, and yeah, it's great. It's just so fun.
Do you still remember your very first escape room experience?
I do. Actually, the first escape room I played was after I started my business. So I had never played escape room in life, in real life, before I started working on my business. But yeah, it was really fun, and I just, I was like, I can do something like this. So
Where do you find your inspiration to creating these escape rooms? I mean, it's like you said, it's like a puzzle, a mystery.
Pretty much everywhere, from things you see. Like sometimes I travel places or go to an antique store and I find an item that I find interesting, and that would spark an idea in regards to a theme that I might want to do. Sometimes I see a movie, or watch a play, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I could do something with this. Or, for example, the other day I went to a store in town and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, this would be a really cool escape room. So you really can get inspiration from anywhere, from books and movies and people and stores. So you just have to pay attention and, keep that in mind when you're designing your next escape room.
Well, you as a owner that gets to witness people going through these escape rooms, having the joy and laugh and scare, and then also someone that enthusiast that likes to experiment, where do you find a little bit slightly more joy in watching the people, or you doing it yourself?
I think they're both quite enjoyable in different ways. I love watching people play the escape rooms, and just figure out how different minds work and how people work together and how ingenious they get solving the puzzles. So that's really fun. And also, as a player, I obviously really like playing escape rooms and just finding, new puzzles or things that are just original and immersive and both challenging but also intuitive, so that you can, it's hard but you can figure out as well. And it's just really rewarding to, win escape rooms. So it's really fun activity for sure.
And how long, can you tell me a little bit about after you put it together and the whole testing part? How long does it take?
It depends on the room, but it normally takes weeks for sure. So in the process of first, when you start designing the puzzles and coming up with different ideas, then eventually, you put the room together. And I have staff, so I make my own game masters play the room and give us feedback, because they're also used to seeing people play them, so you can kind of like keep in mind how most people would interact with a puzzle or approach it. So we might tweak things based on that. And after that, we get people that we know, but that are not necessarily my staff or related to escape rooms. We get people like that to play it. And eventually, we get like random customers that can play for free to give us feedback as well. We want to make sure that they make sense, that they're approachable, and that they're fun too. So.
So what's the length, would you say, from starting to finishing testing where you finally put out to the public?
Yeah, it really depends. Some of them we've done in a month. Another ones I've been working on for years and I still not done. So it really depends on the theme and how much you have to put into set design and electronics and stuff like that. Some themes are definitely more elaborate than others.
And what's that feeling when you finally, you're like, I did it? Especially
When
not,
I'm done with the opening the escape room, when I'm done like winning a escape room.
no, conquering, like you created one, you did it, it's out in the public.
Yeah, it's really rewarding because like you put so much into it, and it's fun, but also obviously it's stressful and it's a lot of work for sure. Um, so it's definitely really rewarding when it's done and you can have people play it, and when they leave excited and they tell you, this was so much fun and this is one of the best escape rooms I played, or it's my first escape room and I didn't know what to expect, but I loved it so much and I'm coming back to play the other ones. Like all of that is just like really, really excited. And it's funny because like a lot of people, like when I'm in the store, like a lot of times people don't know that I'm the owner, so they're just kind of like being like, oh, it was so much fun, like the person that created this, it must be so cool. And like I was like, oh, thank you. That's me. So yeah, it's just really fun and just a rewarding experience overall.
Well, we get to speak because the Room 2 coming out. Have you
Hmm.
had a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I saw the movie. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Is there anything you can tell us about when some of the you can share that you were like, ah, like I never would have thought of that.
Um, well, I can't really give you any spoilers,
Oh,
but I can tell you that it has a lot of like hidden clues and plot twists, and it feels like an escape room in that sense, a real escape room. And it's really fun to try to figure out, like from a player perspective, oh, is that a clue? Does that mean something? Where is it gonna show up again? And you can kind of like solve the puzzles along with the players, so it's pretty fun.
are there by any chance at least two tips I can get for like escape rooms for dummies? Like that's meaning me. Because like I said, I did before and I sucked. I had no idea. I'm just kind of like, oh no. What would be the advice you would give? At least two things.
Yes, of course. So first of all, pay attention to your surroundings. Like anything can be a clue, so make sure you have to be very observant. And also like communicate with your team and make sure like everyone is on board and how to solve the puzzles. You also have to work quickly and decisively because you're against time. And finally, I'd say like don't be proud. Like if you're struggling, like don't hesitate to ask hands from your game master because they're there to help you.
Oh yeah, I was not proud at all. I was like, so to final up, you mentioned, you talk about how this is about, communicate with your team. Is this something that businesses use? Maybe, well, I would if I owned a business, but like build teamwork.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very, very popular team building activity. We get it's just something that anyone can do. Like you can be a sports team or a corporate team, or you can work at a retail store. Like anyone that is working with other people can actually enjoy playing escape room, and it's not also like a fun activity to do together. It's also something that will help you kind of like work on your communication skills, think outside the box, like determine how different personalities do things together. And it also helps kind of like learn about people from all kinds of different perspectives, and it's really fun to see even people that haven't met each other before. They played escape room, and at the beginning they're like a little awkward, but as the time goes by, they're just like, once they're done, they're like hugging and high-fiving and like literal best friends. So yeah, it's definitely a very popular team building activity.
You know what? I'm gonna show this to my boss, and I'm gonna be like, "Can we have this? Like, I think we need it."
Yeah, it's for sure highly recommended.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Javi. And then, well, we're definitely looking forward to this new escape room too. And who knows, when I'm in New Hampshire, I was there last year, so I love Hampton Beach. So I
Oh,
gotta.
nice. Yeah, we're really close. Come visit us, and for sure, go check out Escape Room 2 on theater.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.